But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them. Shalom. I want to start by giving all praise to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Baruch HaKodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us the scriptures, among other things, and salutations to Yahakim across the earth for doing this work in sincerity and in truth. Shalom. So, basically, this video I want to go into the fact that the elect of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, the elect of the nation of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and the so-called Indianos, the elect of them, that they shall understand this word, you know. If the Most High have opened your ears, open your understanding, open your mind to understand this is the spirit of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai is working with you, then you shall understand this word, then you shall understand this truth, you know. Otherwise, you won't get it, you know. So, you know, and yeah, basically if I go, you know, and this is not for everybody, you know, this is, the verse that I just read is from the book of Matthew, chapter 13, and I read verse 16 and 17, but if I go a little bit up, because the story goes that Yahushua, he went out, you know, and he sat by the seaside, and he was talking to a great multitude of people, you know, but there were a lot of people, so he went into a ship, and then he started to talk in parables. So the disciples came to him asking, like, why, you know, parables, dark sayings, riddles, you know. So the disciples came to him and be like, and they asked him, like, why are you talking to them in parables? Because they be like, they ain't gonna understand you, you know. And so let me see. Yeah, let me start at verse 11. This is Yahushua speaking. He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it's not given. So that also shows you, you know, the thing that they keep teaching you in church, that, oh, did you find Jesus? Did you put Jesus in your life? Did you find Jesus? No, it's not up to us. First and foremost, his name is not Jesus. It's Yahushua. It's a dark-skinned man, a Negro, very dark even, you know. And the thing is, you know, it's not, we already been chosen. Let me see, if I jump to the book of Jeremiah, that shows you that Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, you know, already knew his spirit, you know, and that's the same with his people, with his elect, you know, with the prophets, with the helpers, you know. He already know who's gonna understand it and for who it's not, who ain't supposed to understand. That's why Yahushua was talking in parables, because he was like, no, all these people there, it's not for them to understand this, you know. And I'm gonna read that in a minute, but let me start at the book of Jeremiah. Let me see. This book of Jeremiah, chapter 1, verse 4. Then the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee. And sanctified means to set apart, and ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. So, and that's also, you know, that shows you that, you know, the Most High already chose the prophets of that are nowadays, you know, that speak before the things, before the evil day, before the evil comment, you know, from our elder apostles on down of Great Millstone, you know, and from those other brothers who also teach the right doctrine and give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, you know. The Most High already know our spirit, you know, and that's also why I mention a lot of times in my videos, you know, when you go into stuff, you know, the Most High knows exactly what you can handle, you know, because he formed you. He knows your spirit. He already knows the mistakes that you're about to make, you know. He knows everything. We don't know shit. You know, the things that we know is through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. And of course, we learn from our elder apostles on down. You know, but if the spirit ain't working with you, you ain't gonna learn shit. You ain't gonna catch nothing, you know. I was thinking about the other scripture. Oh yeah, in the book of John. Let me see, because that also shows you, you know, because they keep talking about, you know, in church like to say like, yeah, it's for everybody, this, that, blah, blah, blah. No, 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 no. It's not for everybody. The Most High has his elect. First and foremost, this is for the children of Israel, so-called Negros, Latinos, and so-called Indianos, plus those who look like another nation but go back to the so-called Negros or Latinos or the so-called Indianos, you know. Because nowadays, because if you lay with a so-called white female, you make a child. Let's say you're a dark-skinned man, you make a child with a white, so-called white female, and you get a son, and your son is gonna be lighter than you. And if your son grows up and gonna make a child also with an Edomite female, so-called white woman, and he's gonna get a son with her, then his son's gonna look even. Probably he's gonna look like a so-called white dude, you know, but he goes back to a so-called dark-skinned father. You have this basketball player, Blake Griffin. You know, you can look him up. You can see his father and his mother. His mother is a so-called white woman. His father is a so-called so-called Negro. You know, but he looks like a so-called white boy, and he has a son. So you see what I mean? You know, and that's also a thing that goes over the head of a lot of Israelites groups, you know, that only accept people that look like so-called Wesley, that so-called look like Wesley Snipes and all that, you know. Take a sip of water. So there's a lot of nonsense, but yeah. To go back to the topic. So the thing is, you know, the Most High already has selected the elect. You know, he already knows these people. You know, he already knows who's gonna make it and who not. You know, eventually all Israel's gonna be saved, but a lot of the majority of our people have to go through death by pain before they can come back to the elect in the kingdom of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. So this is the book of John, chapters, let me see. Yeah, chapter 15, verse 16. You have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that you should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of my Father in my name, he may give you. And this goes concerning the prophets, you know. That's concerning the prophets. So Mosiah already has chosen his prophets, those men who's supposed to bring the word, you know. And the thing is also, it's not a choice of ourselves. Like I said, you know, if you would ask me like 10 years ago, like, okay, you're gonna be on the highways and byways, you know, and preaching, I wouldn't believe you. I was never a person that would speak in public, you know. Nevertheless, being on the internet, making videos on YouTube, you know. So yeah. So that already shows you something, you know. It's not a thing that we choose to do, you know. When in due time the Most High awakes you, you know, everybody in his own time, you know. And he's gonna make you understand it. And when you're ready, you're gonna do the work of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, because that's our reasonable servants, you know. This is the book of John, chapter 17 and verse 9. These are the words of Yahushai. I pray for them, you know, 3:16. Oh, pray for the world, this, that. No, it's not talking about the whole world. It's talking about the group of people, you know. A group of people, and it's first and foremost of the group of the Israelites, you know, so-called Negros and so-called Latinos and so-called Indianos, and first and foremost to the elect of that group, you know. So this is the book of John, chapter 17, verse 9. I pray for them. I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me. For they are thine, and all mine are thine, and thine are mine, and I am glorified in them. Okay. So this is not for everybody, yet again. So now I'm going back to the book of Matthew. So like I said, Yahushua started to talk in parables. So the disciples were like, okay, why are you doing that? They ain't going to get it. So this is his answer. The book of Matthew chapter 13 verse 11. He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away even that he had. Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they seeing see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. Because the word is out there. That so-called Negros, Latinos, and the so-called Indianos are the children of Israel is out there. It's been all over the world, promoted. We had Kanye West, talking about Hebrew Israelites and all that stuff, He had many so-called famous people, talking about we are the children of Israel, You have Nate Satan, he has a big media platform, So people have heard about it, People have heard about it. You have these rappers, I know these Israel United and Caesar, and we got more Israel United and Caesar, and what's it? ISUPK, and Sick Kari, So these dudes, they be rapping, Hebrew Israelites. So people have heard about it, and of course they do a lot of nigger shit because that's what they are. They're a bunch of niggers, But that's what they are. So they do all this nigger shit. But nevertheless, the word is out. The word is out there, So if Yahushua would come, our people couldn't say like, oh, I never heard about it. I didn't know I was a Hebrew Israelite. No, you have heard about it, But you hear it, but you don't catch it. You be like, nah, it's bogusness, People see it, they be like, nah, it's bogusness. They want to go to Egypt, to the Book of the Dead, Talking about we have to go back to Africa, The diaspora of Africa. This other dude from this channel. African diaspora, yeah. That's his name. So back to the book of Matthew. Chapter 13, verse 13. Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they seeing see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which said, by hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see, and shall not perceive. For this people's heart, and heart goes back to the Hebrew word lab, which means mind. So for this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, thus with their mind, and should be converted, and I should heal them. So Yahushua showed it, made it very clear to the disciples, this is not for everybody to understand. So I'm gonna talk in parables, so they ain't gonna get it, because it's not for them to get it. Because through his father, Yahushua knew exactly who was supposed to get it and who not, But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them. Come. And thinking about another thing, because nowadays you got all these videos going on, and in the book of Proverbs, because you got all these shorts, these channels, all these Jakes making all these shorts, they are all they are on all these bullshit, only doing bullshit, and that's also the time that we are living in. Let me see. Um, uh, 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 uh. Let me see. I was thinking about the scripture, but I don't remember exactly where it was. But the thing is, oh no, I remember. I think I remember. Let me see. But nowadays, like I said, so you got all these people, making these shorts and doing all this dumb shit, Mm, doing all this dumb shit for attention, Don't remember exactly, man. Oh yeah. This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3, verse 2. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. And that's that age that we live in, this everybody is walking, especially if you look at America, aka Babylon the Great, and of course everybody is following it. But Jake over there, they standard walking, they all want to be so-called content makers, Yeah, why? Because Aesop puts money there, if you got so many subscribers, then you start earning money on YouTube, you see people, sometimes I was watching certain Jakes, they were going into these feminine society that we're living in, this and that, talking about certain things, wickedness of females and stuff. And then at a certain point you see them change, so they start making commercials, dude talking about this and that, this cream, I'm gonna use this cream and this and that, and this lotion and blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, man. All for the little bit of money, for the crumbs that Esau is giving you. So they doing the shit to be seen, to be seen by people, and yeah, but it's bullshit, So they are so occupied with this bullshit, so they have no clue about what's going on, And Yahweh Tazah, we part of the Noma, and Yahweh Tazah, Yahweh Basham Yahshua won't take away the spirit away from us, so we stay in the spirit and we keep seeing the things for what they are, and understand the things that be going on in this world, because it's through the spirit of Yahweh Basham Yahushai. Like I said, this is not something of our own, It's through the spirit of Yahweh Basham Yahushai. And if you go on YouTube, everybody knows. You got YouTube, you got TikTok nowadays, even on Instagram, I think, you got a lot of, I don't know what else you got, Snapchat or whatever, I don't know about these things, Oh yeah, also you got also Facebook, But yeah, me myself, I'm not on those social media platforms, But I know that there's a lot of you see clips from time to time, brothers posting clips, sharing clips in the group app, So you see a lot of dumb shit, People doing a lot of dumb shit just for getting subscribers and getting likes, So they can make a little bit money, So as you see at the page, at the thumbnail, you see some things that I took a picture from, screenshot from stupid things, This other dude, playing with adultery, while adultery is a sin of death, Yeah, the other dumbass Jakes with mouth with water in the mouth, and then they're watching dumbass clips and try not to laugh, and people are watching that things and find it funny, that's also things. So they also being gassed by other idiots, And yeah, the other two Jakes, MMA, so-called MMA dudes, fighting everywhere and this and that, fighting and having fun with each other, all for the money, being a clown for Esau, tap dancing. This is modern day tap dancing. That's what it is. Book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3, verse 2. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. And that's what the people are. That's what the majority of the people are. They are unholy. They are only on bullshit, you know? It's all about bullshit. They're not watching. They don't know what's going on. This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 9 and 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Yeah, by seeing these things going on, not only in our own country here in Holland, but all over the world, we know what time it is. We know that the time for Yahushua to come back is very, very near. You know, Esau is playing with his farm, you know, here in, with his famine, you know, here in Holland. He's really bugging these farmers, you know, coming with these rules, you know. Now they have a certain time. They have to get the potatoes out of the ground, you know. I saw also another article I posted in the group app, you know, where they had, you know, they used to use with the onions. They used to use a certain seed with some protection on it, so that the onions would grow good, you know. Or now now they have problems with certain flies, you know, fucking up their thing. And also the onions have to be out of the land before the 1st of October. And normally they leave the onions and the potatoes longer in the ground, so that they be fully nurturant, you know. But now Esau's be like, okay, you have to get him out by then, and if you don't, you know, you're going against the nitrogen the nitrogen agenda that they be pushing now. You know, it doesn't make no sense. And yeah, but you know, we to the spirit of Yahweh Basham Yahushua, you know, we see what's going on. Esau was playing that famine, you know. It was also a place here in Holland, you know, that they had. They were also a whole day, I believe, without water, you know, even longer. So without water from the tap, you know, from the faucet, you know, without tap water. And Esau been doing this shit. Even, you know, I also have a channel where I make videos in the Papiamento language, you know. And on the island of Curacao, there's already like 3 times, you know, the power went out there, you know. So 2 times the whole island, and 1 time was only a part of the island. But, you know, it was like in 2 weeks or something. Yeah, it's in 2 weeks. So, you know, and that's an island, you know, so you can go nowhere. So you got a generator, you know. A lot of hotels, they got generator, but how long can you last on generator, you know? And a certain point is done, you know. The majority of people, they don't have a generator at their home, you know. So they have the freezer, the refrigerator, you know. And you have the supermarkets, you know. If the power goes out, all the food is going to be spoiled, because that's an island with the tropical temperatures, you know. That's a average of 30 degrees there, you know, Celsius there. So, you know, things going to be rotten. And they are I said, depending from countries, from neighboring countries, concerning food and all that, you know. Everything's been imported there. They imported. They don't have stuff of their own, you know. So if the power goes out, that means they can't cool themselves, you know, because it's hot there. So they cannot put on the ventilator. They cannot put on the airco, you know. They have no light, you know. Even to flush the toilet, you need electricity. So even that's going to be fucked up, you know. So you already know what's going to happen. It's going to be famine. It's going to be pestilence, you know. And you can go nowhere over there, you know. You're on an island. What you going to do? When Esau's coming down and be like, okay, everybody needs to get the RFID chip now, you know. The MOTB, it's MOTB time. What you gonna do? You're gonna jump in the sea. You're gonna swim a little bit and meet up with a shark, you know. You know, you're fucked. You're on an island, you can't escape. You think you're gonna grab your little motorboat, you know. Esau's coming with his fast boats, planes, and whatever, you know. He's just gonna take you out. The Coast Guard is already there, you know. The Coast Guard of Holland is already there, you know, on the islands. Yeah, man. So people, hey, this is the time to wake the fuck up, man. This is the time to wake the fuck up. When you're too late, man. Let me jump to the book of Romans, man. Shit, man. Let me see. This is the book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we believe. So if you see all these things going on, you know, we realize, you know, to the spirit of Yahweh Basham Yahushua, that we are close to the end. But the majority of the people, they won't get it, you know. They won't get it, and they ain't going to get it until Yahushua is coming back, and then it's going to be too late, you know. Let me see. It's the scripture. Let me see. Thessalonians. Let me see. So this is the book of First Thessalonians, chapter 5. Let me just start at verse 1. So this is the book of First Thessalonians, chapter 5 and 1. But of the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. Yeah, because if you go to Matthew 24, it explains you. Let me jump there real quick. Just for education's sake, because let me just read it. I can quote it, but it's better to read it. Book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 36. So this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 36. But of the day and hour know no man, no not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. So not even Yahushua knows when it's time for him to come back. Only his Father Yahweh knows when it's time for Yahushua to come back. Okay. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Yeah, the people are in the same mindset. Noah was preaching for 120 years. Rain is gonna fall. In that time they had the dew. Every morning the dew was watering the earth. So they never saw water falling from the sky. They didn't know about rain. So they didn't believe him. And don't forget, Noah had a lot of patience and faith. He had 100% faith. Preaching for 120 years. Everybody is against you. The whole world is against you. You only have your sons and their wives, only your own household that is with you. The whole world was against you. He was making a big ship on dry land, People were calling him a lunatic. He was preaching about water's gonna fall from the sky. It's not gonna stop. The whole earth's gonna be flooded. People were like, man, you're a fool, man, this, that. So they were going on their partying and bullshit. Nothing changed. Only the way of partying changed, but it's the same mindset. People getting married, laying down with each other, having fun, party, celebrating this and that, until the Mosai told Noah to go inside, with his sons and with their wives and with his wife, with the animals, and the Mosai shut up the door, and then it started to rain. And then the people started to believe, but it was too late, Then they started to believe, begging for mercy. The whole earth, everybody drowned. The Mosai drowned everybody. Now he's coming with a lot of mercy. The 144,000, gonna get that, the elect, gonna get that salvation. The 1/3, which is in the land of America, So that's a lot of mercy. And that day, it was only 8 souls. 8 souls that he saved from the planet. Okay. Realize that. Let me see. The book of Matthew chapter 24 verse 38. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Yeah. So now it's going to be the same way, only now it's going to be with fire. Laser beams from the chariots, nuclear fire. The Third World War it's going to be in full effect. People going to die horrible. The scriptures talk about the blood is going to be as high as a horse bridle. And a horse's bridle is the mouthpiece of a horse. And a horse back then was bigger. So you already know, And it doesn't mean literally that we got to swim in the blood. But it means it's going to be a lot of people going to be put to death, The scriptures talk about the body's gonna lay like dung on the street, like shit. So people not gonna suffer to bury them. People not gonna bury their death. They're gonna be so afraid to try to escape from the terrors everywhere. The book of Amos explains you that. Woe on them that desire the day of the Lord. People go to church thinking that when Yahushua is coming back, it's going to be a lovely day. No, the book of Amos explains it perfectly. It's going to be a day of darkness, even gross darkness, you know. But the majority of people ain't going to get it. Our people ain't going to get it, you know. As a matter of fact, let me just read that. You know, this is the book of Amos, chapter 5 and verse 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? Yeah, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to church, you think, oh, it's going to be a lovely day. I found Jesus, you know, I have Jesus in my... No, you found Jesus, yeah, but Jesus is not the Savior. Our Savior is Yahushua. And he comes for the children of Israel. Not for all that bozos that go to church, that want to hold hands with sodomites and stuff. You're going to die with those sodomites, you know, hand join in hand. You know, the wicked shall not be unpunished. Okay. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. As if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it? Okay, so that's very clear, you know. So that's very clear. That already show you, you know, it's not going to be, you know, even the elect shall scarcely be saved. The book of 2 Peter explained that, you know. Even the elect shall scarcely be saved. So what about those who don't believe in Yahuwah Shem Yahushai, who don't want to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, you know? As the elect, you know, the elect's going to be like when Yahushua is coming back, like, oh, Yahuwah, I've done enough, you know, to get this salvation, you know. Yeah. So what about those that don't even try to get right, you know? Okay. So back to the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse... let me start at 1 again. But of the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman, with child, and they shall not escape. Slakia. Let me start again. Verse 3. This is the book of Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Yeah, when a woman is about to give birth to a child, you know, and she starts to have this contraction, she cannot be like, okay, no man, I don't want to have this child right now. Let me go push it a little bit back, you know, and because the child is going down, you know, let me push it back and let me stop these contractions. No, it ain't. When the baby is about to come, it's about to come. It's gonna hurt, but you can't do nothing against it. You know, when a woman's giving birth, she's in pain, but she can do nothing against it, you know. So, yeah. Verse 4, but ye brethren are not in darkness, that the day should overtake you as a thief. Yeah, Yahuwah. We stay in the spirit of Yahuwah Shem Yahushai. To the things that are going on in the world by watching the news. And, you know, we are aware of the times that we are in. We are aware that the coming of Yahushai is very close, you know. Ye are all children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore let us not sleep as do others. Yeah, because that's what the majority of people do. Like I read in the book of Romans. You know, this is a time to get out of your sleep, you know. People are sleeping. They in La La Land. It's summertime here in Holland. Festivals going on. People going to concert, you know. Beyonce was here in Amsterdam, you know. Burna Boy didn't show up. You know, so people be all in La La Land, you know. All these festivals, Pink Pop and whatever shit you had going on, you know. So people be a party and bullshit, you know. Therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken, are drunken in the night. And it's not talking about this literally being drunk, because you are allowed to drink. You know, there are many scriptures that explains this. Even Yahushua went to a wedding and he turned water into wine. So don't come with that bullshit, you know. But it's talking about, you know, this philosophy. Don't be all lust with all this bullshit that's been going on in this world, you know. Focus on the truth, you know. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for a helmet the hope of salvation. Yeah, Yahweh Ratazah, we're gonna make it. Yahweh Ratazah, we are, you know, of that number, you know, the hopeful elect, you know. Yahweh Ratazah. So let me see. More did I had here? So this is the book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 7. What then? Israel had not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election had obtained it, and the rest were blinded. Yeah, like I said, this is not for everybody. You know, that's why Yahushua started talking in parables. You know, it's not for everybody. Not everybody's supposed to get it, you know. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 9. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him, for grace and mercy to his saints, and he had care for his elect. Yeah. So that already shows you again, this is only for the elect, first and foremost, to get this, you know. But the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imaginations, which have neglected the righteous and forsaken the Lord. Because don't forget, like I said, I got a channel that I also make videos in the Papiamento language. So that's also covered. We got brothers, you know, at the LA camp, you got the Spanish camp there. You know, you got brothers in Peru, Colombia, speaking the Spanish language. You know, we got brothers in Suriname, speaking the Suriname language. You know, we got brothers in Germany, also speaking the German language. You know, we also make, you know, from time to time, you know, yeah, it's been a long time that I have been doing it, but I also make videos in the Dutch language, you know. But we don't forget, we also on the highways